let's take a few minutes to look at the WAMAP site. So I'm here in WAMAP. I've already signed in. I'm going to go ahead and click on our class, Math 146, and switch over to the student view. So yours should look very, very similar to mine. So I want to just show you a few tools of this class. One is the calendar. This will only have the WAMAP assignments listed on it. So we've got the calendar there. Messages are here too. I won't message you through Canvas unless you've sent me a message. So I would reply to you if you've sent me something, but otherwise I'm not going to be sending any messages here. All of our communication will be done through the Canvas classroom. The gradebook is here as well. I'm not going to click on it. I think it just says invalid student ID because I'm just the test student here. But you can look at your individual scores for WAMAP only here in the gradebook. All of your WAMAP scores will get transferred over to Canvas manually by me about once a week as an overall score for that category. Okay, so let's get back into the heart of the assignments here. So they're broken up into different groups. We've got our homework up through the midterm, the weekly quizzes that are due Mondays, and then the midterm and the final, with each of these boxes, you can collapse them or open all of them up. The midterm and final aren't available here yet, but I can go ahead and open up the homework and I can open up the weekly quizzes. I want to take you through just a few questions in one of the homework assignments. I'm going to go ahead and click on resume there. And then you'll notice it starts with the instructions, which are here in this kind of gray box. And you can click on the down arrow to get to question by question. You can skip around as much as you want, or you can use this arrow here to move from question to question. I want to go back to question number 1. So in question number 1, there are actually 2 question help options. Every question has the message instructor. Some questions have an additional help button, like a video or an example or something like that. I strongly recommend that you watch my videos in our Canvas site because I show you some great shortcuts, some great ways to use technology, which might be very different than what they're showing you in the videos, but often the videos are helpful too. Just know that these are not my videos. The message instructor button is very helpful for me and for you and for your classmates. It tells me exactly which question you're asking about. It gives me the numbers in the question that you're working on, and you can go ahead and write a question here. I have a question about part 2, how many decimals should I round or something like that. When I get one of these, if it's a really simple question, I'll go ahead and just answer it in a message here. But often I will make a video solution for this question, and then I put it into a folder in Canvas that has all of the video solutions I've made for homework questions. I've learned that if one student has a question, almost always several other students have that same question. Let's go to another homework question. I'm just going to skip down to question 10, which you can see I've already attempted. And you can see I've already attempted this one. It says I've got 0.05 out of 1 points, which isn't very much. And if I look over here in the upper right-hand corner, it shows me that I've got 2 tries left on this version of the question, and I have 19 additional versions that I can try. So basically, you've got unlimited tries, 60 different chances on each of these questions. This one has a graph in it, and you'll notice as I hover over the graph, a pencil pops up. We're going to be drawing a polygon, so I'm not graphing it correctly. But if I go ahead and just click and click, it will automatically connect the dots for me, drawing me a polygon. And then I'm ready to submit the question, and of course I got it wrong, and I can either go to the next question in the homework set, or I can try a similar question. I can also attempt this one more time. I had one more shot. If I go back up here, this is my one more shot right here, one more try on this version. So if I wanted to try this one more time, I'd go ahead and hit clear all. Let's skip ahead to another one, number 19. I want to show you how to use data. Here's a great data set. You would not want to type this in by hand, whether you're typing it into something like Excel or Google Sheets or even your calculator. Bivariate means two variables. We want to find the regression equation. You'll learn how to do that, but I want to show you. I'm just going to highlight, click and hold. I'm dragging to highlight that data. My browser doesn't let me right click, so I'm going to Control C to copy. If yours lets you right click, you could right click to copy. And I'm going to go to Google Sheets. I've already opened up a Google spreadsheet. Google Sheets is completely free. You just need to sign up with a free Google account. Once you've got it, it's completely free. You can also use Excel if you've got that on your computer. Either one, they both work pretty much the same. I'm going to grab myself an empty cell, and then I'm going to Control V to paste. You could also go edit, paste. So there I've got my data, and I can do whatever I need to do with it here in Google Sheets. I can also put this into Desmos. We're going to use Desmos throughout this course. It's basically a free graphing calculator system, but it does some statistics as well. I'm here in an empty cell. Desmos is also free. So I'm here in an empty cell. If I just Control V here, let's see if it will recognize my data, and it does, and it automatically gives me a scatter plot, which is really nice. Sometimes you need to mess around with your data just a little bit. If it doesn't let you enter it in, it means it hasn't been copied over here to Google Sheets as numbers. So I've got these highlighted. I would just go to Format, Number, and I would click on Automatic, or you can click on Number, either one. So sometimes it will transfer over and it will be the wrong form, but these are in the right form, so we're good to go there. Let's go back to WAMAP. I'm going to grab another question. Let's grab one, I think it was here. Not this one. I'm just going to go ahead and arrow through, looking for a group of data here. There it is. So this is the one I wanted. So I've got this group of data here. I can do the same thing. I can go ahead and copy all of this. This is single variable data. If I go Control Copy, I can grab an empty cell in Google Sheets or Excel, Control V, and it copies it all there. Let's see how Desmos handles this. I'm going to click on the X to get rid of it. Click on the X, there it goes, to get rid of it, and let's do Control V. So it read it as a grid. So that tells me I've got a little more work to get it into Desmos. Let me X this out. These are not separate variables. So instead I go over here and I'm just going to put this into, you could do either a column or a row. I'm going to do a single column. So I'm going to grab each of these. You could do Edit, Cut. I'm going to do Control Cut, which is Control X, and then Paste, Control V. And I'll just continue to do that. Highlight the next group I want. I'm going to cut it, Control X, and then paste it. Grab that empty cell, Control V. One more time, I'm going to cut it. You could also do it here, Edit, Cut, grab that empty cell, and then Edit, Paste. Now I've got it in a single column. If I highlight all of this data, let's see what Desmos does with this. So Control C to copy. You could also do Edit and then Copy. I'm going to go over to Desmos, grab my blank cell, and then Control V. And now it recognizes it as a single list. So great ways that you can work with your data, getting it out of the WAMAP homework system and then into Desmos or Google Sheets. Those are the homework assignments. Yes, let me leave this. I would have hit submit, right, if I was working on it. Let's grab a quiz. And I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And notice it has a little bit of instructions there. You've got 3 attempts. Your highest score is recorded. There is no timing here. This one says 10 a.m., but they will all be due at 11:59 p.m. of the due date. So let me go ahead and click start. It brings up all of my questions, and you'll notice that for each of the questions, you can submit them separately, and it gives you, you get one remaining try on this question, and you can try a similar question 2 more times. So essentially, you get 3 tries on each of this. So if I put this one in as qualitative, and I click Submit Question, it says you got it wrong, but I can go ahead and try a similar question. So I only have one try on each version of the question. So if I click try another one, it gives me a different version, and it tells me that I'm going to have one more remaining after this. So you can try these questions 3 times. As you move through here, let's see, gender is qualitative. As you move through, it will save the answer to each of your questions, which is really nice. So you won't have to take the quiz completely over from start to finish. You're just working on the questions that you're missing. So in this one, in a study, the data that you collect is salary. What kind of data is this? I know that this one is, I'm just going to guess, qualitative. I know it's not actually. I hit submit question, and then I can go ahead and try a similar question, but it's kept my answers from the last one. So if I scroll down to the bottom, I've got 8 questions here. I can click done, and I'm really just doing one attempt each. So I can go back to this and continue to work through each of my questions. So you can just kind of chip away at these quizzes, just making sure that you're getting through all of these questions at the end. Also gives you some review questions, so you can look at the ones that you took already and then practice those again, see what you got wrong, see what the correct answers were, and so on. So 3 tries on those quizzes, but really it's 3 attempts per problem.